Hi guys, 14th Prime here, back with another video review, and today we're looking at the Mastermind Creations Reformatted R28 Tyrantron slash Tyrantronus. So here he is in his Tyrantronus vehicle mode. We'll look at that. Let's look at his packaging. You can see, kind of similar to the whole deal with Rodimus, except you got two. If you didn't know, this figure is basically 2-in-1. You get a picture of him jumping up there, and you get a picture of him slicing down there, and the side you get that little image there of them staring together, their names, another image of staring on the bottom, it's warning, on the top it's they're standing around. Down here you get some product shots. You can hold Cynicus, I think was his third-party name. It's Voss, guys. Come on. You can hold. He has that. He can do this. He can do that. He can turn around. He can transform. And it's over the box. Coming back down here. He also does have the usual stuff in here. He has a one side you open up and it's instructions, then showing off this. I so want it. No one would try to get it. I doubt I'll be able to get it, but I really want that thing. Then if you flip it over to the other side, it's a comic, which the comic, they're usually short, they're basic. That's some really nice artwork, however. And it wasn't really that bad. It was a pretty decent read. And I like this. They need to just have a poster of this, because it's actually pretty cool. Which I just kind of slot that back in the little thing it came in and put it back in the box. Then you get the card, the picture of Tyrantron, and then his stats. Surprised I didn't have a second one for Tyrantronus, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so here's Tyrantronus mode. Now, bear with me, due to the nature of this figure, it's going to be a bit different. I'm going to go from this vehicle mode to the other vehicle, to this vehicle mode, to its robot mode, to probably just cut back to the other one's vehicle mode, then back to robot mode. So it's kind of going to be two reviews in one, since it's two figures in one. Anyway, here is his little drill jet thing. It's not that bad. It's alright. There's actually, I saw a really neat fan mode that if I can sit here and remember how to recreate it, I totally will. I can't remember. It was like, okay, they kind of had this as the top. They flipped this up. They had a few things. They modified some stuff back here. It made it different. It reminded me more so of those, kind of reminded me like a heavy-duty drilling machine from Prime, except, you know, not purple. This is still pretty cool, too. And in terms of accessories for this one, this figure has a lot of accessories. A ton of accessories, but most of these are for something else. But for this figure, there's that. There is the purple chain. I think that's it in terms of this mode. We're going to focus on the stuff for this mode, but I promise you guys, we're going to get to this stuff. We're going to get to the fun stuff. Now, some things you can do, you can spin this little turret, you can spin a little drill here, or you can take it off completely, put this as kind of like a cannon, a fusion cannon, if you will. But for this, I prefer the drill. But I mean, this is no one really knows what he turned into, but this looks like it would make some sense. Then he has this, which obviously he has to hold in robot mode. So let's get to that robot mode. So first, take off 1/3 of the vehicle. It's not even a third; it's more like a half. Flip these up. Take these bits on the side. Them up. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Nothing rolls. It's all molded, which I'm actually fine with. And you want to accordion this up here, and then tab both arms in, And now, the nature of how this thing works, you have to grab it like this. You can't just pull the waist or else the chest will pop off. Which again, we'll get to later as to why. But you gotta grab it like this, then spin the waist. Otherwise, you're gonna pop off the chest. I learned that the hard way. Once you split the legs, once you grab a hold of this little button right here, it's kind of stiff. There we go. Pull it down. Second verse, same as the first. That was a lot easier. Flip these to the side. You want to take... One thing I do is I flip these up. I don't know if the instructions say to do that, but it helps with foot articulation because these feet are kind of weird. But basically you want to flip these two pieces out. Over here, flip the two pieces out. And get them all standing. Rotate up your camera because he's getting tall. You can see his head. Rotate the arms down on some nice clickety joints. Rotate these down, flip those back. Second verse, same as first. Rotate these down, flip those back. Run to the arm, straighten it out, and then push it up. Straighten it out. Push it up. And then here's Tyrantron in his robot mode. And this is supposed to be IDW Megatronus from Megatron's kind of origin story. Ish. But it looks good. It's not like totally crim to the crim accurate because I think he had some stuff on his back. But this isn't that bad either. Get a nice close up on that head. I didn't think I'd adore this mode as much as I do, and if I had the budget I would buy a second one and display this guy too. But it looks nice. I like the molding. It's very good. Can take this, flip the treads. Then this is weird. Okay, there's a square right there. Then there's a square here, and you just kind of boop it in there. So now he has a drill. Which honestly, I love how it looks. It actually looks kind of imposing, to be honest. I have a friggin' drill hand, and if I had a link to my Facebook post, I actually, when I first got this thing, the day after, I actually made a photo gallery of this thing in various poses. And even if I can find that, I don't know, I could make a slideshow, but I don't think you guys would be interested. If you guys would be interested in that, I'll gladly do it again. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, you can also hold this, which is actually a metal chain, and you'll get this. You'll get why this is a thing in a little bit. But chest is magnetized, which I'll show that off again with the other one. You can open up the hand, put that in. Now he has the mace, which what I like to do actually is not have this hand hold it, but the other hand hold it. And then have this hand holding the chain. That's the pose I like this guy being in. Overall, this is kind of like a big accessory, or even a second figure, and it's good. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. It has flaws. I'm gonna get into articulation and stuff with that in the other one, because the other one is the main attraction of this for most people buying. So I'm gonna more so do some more stuff with that. Oh, also before I forget, can plug that in. Which all of their accessories that work. Like you can plug in the other cannon. You can all the other weapons. You can mix and match all these parts if you really want to. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to jump to vehicle mode, and I will show you guys how to apply this and this to that. And we're back in the drill tank mode thing. Drill jet. I don't know. I don't know what this thing is. Anyways, now I'm going to show you guys how to convert this guy into Tyrantron, or also known as more than meets the eye Megatron. So basically the parts you take off, this entire assembly, take that off, come around to the bottom, take off the chest. Now a little thing, it's best to pull the head from the side. Just trust me on this. Head comes off. Lift these flaps up so you can get these off of both arms. And then you want to remove this little drill bit piece, which you can go in all the way, but it's really hard to get out if you do it, so I don't even use it really half the time. Alright, I get everything on there. Let's first take the head, which by the way is fantastically sculpted. Put that on first. Let's put on the new chests. Now for these, you gotta actually make sure you have it correct like that, because you can't put this in on this side. It wouldn't work. Then you gotta drop it. And get all that together. Put on this wing in a similar fashion, and then you should be able to tab it in. Mine's just mean to me. Then you want to take this piece, slot in there. Just got the wrong one. You want to take this, flip that down. It's another tank tread thing. I don't know why I didn't just put landing gear on it, but okay. And bam! Alright, flip these down. And bam! Now we have a jet. And we've never seen Mortimer CI Megatron's transformation, as far as I know. I've not read Lost Light. Please do not spoil it for me in the comments. I beg you. I gotta wait till November 7th for that stuff. But this does kind of look like what he might turn into. It's either a jet or a tank. We all know that. And I forgot to do this with the other one, but they're pretty much the same vehicle, just for a little bit of a size comparison. Here he is with a modern day Voyager figure. And because they're still here, here he is with little Megatron. Look how cute Daddy is. Just because he's still here. Anyways, there isn't really much more you can do in this mode other than just look at it. You can since the jet flies around, it has tank treads because that's what jets have nowadays, you know. Anyways, let's get down to transformation. First, you want to remove that. Which transformation is actually the exact same, so you know what? I'm gonna kind of breeze through this. Save us the energy and effort of talking step by step through the exact same transformation. Like there's literally nothing different. Transforming, breaking stuff off, you know, the usual. Be careful how fast you flip these up. I'm just the guy that's trying to speed run this, so I'm making dumb mistakes. Same chest thing as before. You don't wanna mess that up. Can you just no? These legs are not my friend today. Yep. Boop. Boop. And so now, for the main events of this figure that I'm going to assume everyone bought it for, or most people. Some people even bought two. Like I said, I might have if I had money. Here is what is essentially supposed to represent more to meet the eye Megatron. And boy, oh boy, does this thing look beautiful. And I mean, if you really wanted to, you could put this next to the actual image of it, and you could see some issues with it here and there, but generally, for the most part, this is it. This is what it is. And it's gorgeous. I'm gonna run down everything else before I get into my favorite comparison. Get a nice head sculpt. Just overall nice sculpt. The chest is nice, and then that's obviously not there before. I put that there myself. Cannon, nice back there. He doesn't use his cannon. The wings, I don't think he actually had the wings in the comic on the side. He did actually have the tank treads, however. His shoulders were actually more kind of up, but again, I don't care. This is very, very accurate for what it is. His accessories, he has this, which is nice. It does what the mace does and just kind of plugs into his hand. Now what's neat about this figure in the sense of his articulation is his wrist bends down, so he can point, which is very, very nice. This thing is a joy to pose, except its feet. The feet are kind of weird to me. I don't know if it's just me, but they're just weird. You can take this like you could with the other. And you can have him shooting his cannon. Insert image from Mortem Meets the Eye here. Shoot, that was kind of a spoiler. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't everyone ignore what you heard. You can. Some people I've seen do this, and even Pia mentioned it in his video. You can kind of do this, and it's more fusion cannon-y, but you can't really take that off. You could just paint it, and I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, but nah, I like the other mode too much. Which I generally keep that cannon off, so. One last accessory, which is actually kind of cool, and I didn't think this one would come with it. Thought this would be Planet Steel exclusive, but he has a Tarn head. But when you take it off, it looks more glitchy. If you catch my drift. And this does actually go on their Culture figure, I think was the name of Tarn. But I don't have that figure, obviously, so I can't show that off. However, this, I mentioned a magnetized chest earlier, which this, by the way, is nice. This actually magnetizes, so it kind of has an insignia, and also referencing a thing that I'm not going to get into, because I don't want to spoil it. Even though anyone with common sense would probably figure this out. And you can even, if you really wanted to, he can hold it in his hand. Just be like, oh, I remember this guy. Can he hold it in his hand? No, he can't. Fine. You can hold this head though, kind of, if you really try. Yeah, I remember this guy. He's a cool guy. Anyway, what am I doing? Articulation. Let's get into that. Head is on a ball joint, so it goes full 360. Has a good nod, and even can tilt. This is very expressive, and I really like it. Arms can move in and out, and also they can move out here some. You gotta kind of move that wing out of the way. You can move it a little bit. Actually, no, not really. You move it just a little bit. It's not a huge difference. Well, actually, it is a huge difference. What am I saying? Elbow joint. From there, it goes up 90 degrees. You can bend it. Get it right. It bends slightly there, and then you can bend it that, so it's a little bit over 90. There is a swivel. The wrist is actually articulated, and as I mentioned, you can point. The fingers at the bottom three are connected. The top one is different, but you can't really give him the point unless he's kind of curl fingered. The waist, he does have a waist joint, but remember, grab from here, then spin it. Because this piece is actually connected to here and here, and the joint, this is basically where the joint is. And if you don't, you move that, and the bottom peg for the chest is there. And I fear if you do that too hard one day, it might just break. And that feels like it's more of a solid hold than most of the stuff on there. Anyways, you can move these, and you can move these. Let's get out of the way for the nice leg articulation. Some nice soft ratchets. Legs go forward, legs go back. They can almost do the full splits. If you move those side panels, I'm pretty sure they probably could. He has a swivel. This would probably not move with it, so you gotta kind of hold that. Knees. Bend very, very well. Or you can even bend them from back here, however you want to bend your knees. And then the feet, there's a nice ball joint down here, and then this moves and this moves, which that's the weird part, because it's kind of hard centering all of that. Overall, though, this thing's a joy. I honestly love it to death. It has this little bit of flaws. Like, for me, I kind of wish that you could... And I probably could just get a pin puncher and just punch out the pins, but I kind of wish these wings were detachable. But that's just a little nitpick of me. And one thing that I would like to see... is something to cover up this, because this is disgusting. Just kind of look at it. It's just... you'd think they'd do something about this. But also, here's another thing. What's with the hole? I can't really think of any way this... Like, this is just a flat square on both. I don't see where this hole is needed. Maybe they are planning on releasing a little addition, even though I don't know why, since this figure was postponed for, like, almost an entire year after its initial release date was. I don't know why they would release something else, too. But I'd kind of like to see a little separate upgrade kit that gives them a few things here and there, like some arm panels for that, and then a proper fusion cannon. Trying not to spoil. God, it's so hard not to. Anyways, the comparisons I wanted to do. One, just to get a little bit of a recent mainline stuff. Here he is with Tyrantron Hot Rod. But here he is with some of the stuff I like to put him with. Which will kind of... Here he is with Ultra Magnus. Here he is... Brainstorm. Here he is. Their form of Rodimus. And to bring him in, there's a little tailgate. Let's see if I can zoom out. There we go. To me, from all the more to meets the eye kind of stuff I have, this scales the best, in my opinion, relative to everything. Magnus, he might be a tad short. Magnus was taller than Megatron in the comics. I'm not sure how much exactly. But there is an upgrade kit that does give him a bit of a taller stance. And I mean, if you have that, it's fine. But I mean, for how it looks, this all isn't that bad. Like, I thoroughly enjoy this. And Mastermind Creations isn't holding up on us with IDW stuff yet. They have, they have Drift and they have Wing in the making. Wing is actually ready for pre-order. They have three members of the DJD and probably some other stuff coming out that I don't even remember. But these three actually, well, not to make toys, but these two are actually from Mastermind Creations. Get all these guys out of here. Slowly, but surely. More. Overall, if you're a fan of More Than Meets the Eye, and you have the $120 this figure takes, buy this toy. You will not regret your purchase in any way, shape, or form. This thing is very great. If you already have their form of Rodimus, this figure looks gorgeous with him. The only real issue is if you're one of those collectors that doesn't buy third party that often, and most of your More Than Meets the Eye kind of stuff is official, then this really won't scale with anything other than Brainstorm and Magnus for you. Unless you have that Cloud Rodimus, then you'd probably be fine after that. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, please check out my channel for... Please check out my channel for more video reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.